No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.
Biddly bo. Yes, yo. Here we go. Ain't nobody down around here. Got my cup of tea, bro. It's a gingerbread man with an N on. I need not explain any more than that. It's not why you're here. You know what time it is. Get that budget in and on and over here. I'm hoping that the subscribers keep subscribing, the likers keep liking, and the haters keep hating, because it sure does help the channel. I know for a fact that the clock watchers are infused and infuriated by these intros, and that's why we continue to do them. Nobody do it how we does it. We love them. The clout chaser's here, the clout chaser's on, the clout chaser's over. The clout chaser ain't going nowhere. Where he is going is to work this weekend, and then on Sunday for the charity event in the Cup, in the Leeds Club, in the Creators Content Clash. There'll be a link below. That's probably the best way of finding it. Tickets still available. It should be a good ding-dong. Plenty of fun for all the family. Jules D, I've sorted out Woody. He was slumped. The cats have obviously got to him when I least expect it. They always strike when they used to make the iron hot. Now they make it hot by striking, and they can't be stopped by lightning. Which hopefully there will be no thunderstorms this weekend. Although we are due one due to the fact it's sweltering. But we're a minute and a half in. I'm very conscious of that. Quick shit vid. The Leeds United that we support have apparently rejected a bid or a loan for Joseph because they wanted an option to buy at the end. Now, we spoke about this from Real Betis yesterday on the basis that during the live, thank you to everybody that tuned in, spoke about the fact that Real Betis have got no money, allegedly. Apparently, honestly, don't know their finances, but I would imagine so. That the tabloids do not lie, even though we know that they do relentlessly lie, but allegedly they don't have a lot of money. So I don't really understand the loan with an option to buy. They wouldn't do the obligation to buy on the basis that they don't have the money. But you can't just say, oh, well, we don't have the money now, but can we do an option to buy? Because we might have the money. It's like, well, do you have the money or not? Because I'm not lending you somebody. But apparently, Leeds United are not willing to sell. Now, I don't deem that to be true. I think they're waiting for a reasonable bid to come in for him. I personally, and I know this is too much to everybody's dismay because Joseph is the most talented youngster that's ever graced the championship, having played probably only about 15 games and scored about 3 goals in them games. But we all have to look back to the Chelsea game where he scored 2 goals. And he always looked like energetic, or certainly did off the bench the first season when he was in the championship, regardless, rather than going down that line. I know he's a big talent and all this that we have to go along with. And now I've completely lost my train of thought. How mental is that? Yeah, so Joseph, apparently, I think loan is a risk. I truly think it's a risk sending him out. If he doesn't perform, what happens to him? He ends up kind of stuck with us, or, the contract's then eventually getting run down. His worth has gone nowhere. Doesn't necessarily put us in a decent position, does it? Igor Pacquiao, the welterweight champion, who've gone through all sorts of different weight divisions, has now been put into the BBC, which we can all agree is journalism at its finest, and the BBC are one of my favourite organisations in the country. And this is the article, so let's have a quick look. Won't take much of a read. Leeds make move for Brazilian winger. Leeds United are in talks over signing finals 25-year-old Brazilian winger Igor Pacquiao. I hope that was enlightening for everybody, because it was enlightening for me. And when I saw it, I thought, oh, BBC on it, maybe there's something to it. Well, it turns out, no. However, I'm milking my joke because we have to show the stats again. Anybody that was in the live last night, look at these stats. The bloke's made 47 appearances. In one cup, he got 18 goals. In another cup, he got 19 goals. And in the league, he got 3,970 goals. Now, even if he can half that, even if he gets half that, say, because obviously there's 9 less games to play in Premier League into 38. So if he got, say, 15 in the league, 15 in, I don't know, FA Cup, 15 in the other cup, I can't remember what it's called, and then just 1,500 in the league, I think that'd be a pretty good signing. I did this joke yesterday, so I'm milking my own joke, but somebody genuinely commented saying what it actually means. Now, I'm more than well aware it's 47 appearances, 18 goals, 19 assists in 3,970 minutes. But sometimes you can't make a joke on here without explaining it, which is shit as shit does. A fan was asked what he thought of the Longstaff signing, and his answer was, we badly need a keeper. Tarmush. There's been some rumours about Richarlison circulating again, another Brazilian. We are going to be the Brazilian force going forward, aren't they? But apparently the fee and the wage are far too much to match, which is obvious. I know he's a Premier League player, Richarlison, but I can't say I particularly like the guy. But we do need a centre forward, But Richarlison, he's a little bit hit and miss in. I think he's got flashes of decent stuff, but he's like he's the decent version of Joseph at this point. It's like the Leeds fan once said about the signing of Longstaff. What do you think to the signing of Longstaff? We badly need a keeper. The away kit's a hit. Bridges Burgers really tickled me. I really like the kit. The Strongbow kit was always my favourite kit ever. The Bridges Burgers really tickled me because that sparks some pretty decent memories when we were decent. Obviously, the celebration when he was eating burgers and the backstory to it was all good with Bridges. He was excellent that season, although he did say he got injured in that kit, ironically, or whether or not it was in that kit, he was injured during that spell. I mean, he got terrible injuries with us, but yeah, Bridges was a beast for that season. Got the similar amount of goals to Bamford, but Bridges is held in extremely high regard, and then Bamford isn't. But it was a far better side that Bridges came into, and they got the same amount of goals, more or less. I think give or take one or two. But Bamford's lampooned and Bridges isn't, and that's fine. It's like that Leeds fan once said about the signing of Longstaff, isn't it? We badly need a keeper. Man United tomorrow, going to be interesting, so it is. It's only a money game ultimately in it, but it's always good to see its squad back at it. Ultimately, you want to give a good account of yourself. It's likely that we'll see every single player during the game, won't we? It's like the pre-season to the pre-season. 2 p.m. kickoff in the Strawberry Arena in Stockholm, Sweden, where I'm sure we can all agree is where all the sexy ladies reside, Farker style. So you'd be lucky to get Farker on the plane after that if he sees some of them hot Stockholm, Sweden ladies. I think Zara Larsson's from Stockholm, but if she's not, she's from Sweden, and that'll do. Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony, Sancho, that Malacia guy, they have all been told to fuck off and stay at home. The wet wipes, I think they're trying to find them different clubs, but we're not here to talk about Man United, are we? As Joe said the other day, which tickled me to no end, and it's very childish that it tickled me. It's not even funny. I was either tired or being very childish, and possibly a combination of the two, or I'm always slightly childish. And to be honest, I'm always on the verge of tiredness. But he simply said they're going to get walloped. And I second that, third and fourth it, to be perfectly honest. If you want any gossip, always remember the BBC is your best place to get it. They're very to the point, and they tell no lies. We like the BBC, don't we? Like, subscribe. Appreciate every which one of you. Have a banging weekend. Hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. I'm going to try and go live for the game tomorrow against the Schemers, and we'll see what happens. It'd be interesting to see some of the boys at work. I think obviously the current signings will be on board, and we'll get to see everybody get minutes. Peace.